I was down by 6 points, and the leading player needed only 1 point to win. And he had Aqueduct. Was the game over for me, or could I come back and win? Watch to the end to find out. Welcome to the first episode of the Cities and the Knights game analysis series. This is a recorded game. I will take more of a commentator role. The dice mode is balanced and the game speed is very fast. So this is a very fast-paced game. Buckle up and here we go. Let's take a look at the board. So the first impression is that there are only 2 good wheat tiles and 2 good ore tiles, and they are next to each other. So the first 2 players to pick, which I'm the first one to pick, will definitely pick the 4, 8, 11 and or the 3, 4, 6. So I'm thinking which one I should pick. I think I've decided to pick the 3, 4, 6 because that's the best ore. And also it gives access to wood, which I may not get later. So this is a very tough board for the third player to pick. The second player I would fully expect just to pick the 4, 8, 11. By the way, these 2 players are above average players. I think one of the player has, Attica has a win rate of about 50%, so very decent player. As expected, he picked 4, 8, 11. By the way, I'm just gonna use he instead of he or she, because I think majority of the player on colonist are male. So I don't know what to do if I'm in green's position. There's a strong aqueduct spot. I may just go with the 8 and 10, wheat and sheep, and then pick the aqueduct as a city. That way you can use wood 4-to-1 trade to get the ore, and then just hope that you get aqueduct very quickly. As you can see, green decided to pick the 2, 4, 9 ore. The 2 ore is almost never rolled. It's very rare. So naturally, green will have a tough time building his first knight. He picked 5, 6, 10 as a city, but that leaves the 3, 5, 8 strong aqueduct spot for blue. I think blue will probably just take that spot. As for me, I have to get a sheep, and I hope to get a brick. And also, I don't feel safe having just one wheat on the 4. So I would go with the 9, 10, 11 instead of the 5, 10, 9 just to maximize my wheat production. Alright. So 4 is rolled, which means blue is pretty safe out of the woods. Actually, blue already built the knight and activated. I'm just waiting for a 6. By the way, green just built a road. I think that's very risky. Green may just want to get a 3-to-1 port and then trade for the ore. But again, that's just too risky for me, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if you notice, blue traded 4-to-1 to get a coin, so he can have a level 1 improvement on the politics, and that's kind of a pro move. That's a very good move. He's not getting the cloth because he will naturally produce a cloth once 5 is rolled. Oh, green built a settlement, but still green has very few cards. I still feel it's very dangerous. It's very hard to build a knight that way. Very quickly, blue gets all 3 city improvement, level 1 city improvement. So blue is in a very strong position. I don't know. I wasn't tracking. Okay, a 3 is road, so blue is one step closer to the aqueduct. Green use merchant. So green actually gets the knight up, which is good for him. For me, my top priority would be getting a paper and get my level 1 science improvement, which I was lucky to use a commodity monopoly to steal one of the blue's paper. Still, blue was able to do a level 2 city improvement on the science. And blue used a resource monopoly and get 3 bricks. That's huge for him because blue doesn't produce brick. So he can build a road, he can also build a city improvement, which helps a lot with getting the aqueduct. Blue is just in such a strong position. Although green has 2 more points, I still feel blue is a bigger threat in the long run. He built an extra knight and used smith, which is a little surprising because in early game I would save my ore just to try to get a city. But since he has the smith and he wants the point, so that's what he chose. There are lots of 4s already. I don't know how close blue is to the aqueduct. As for my next move, okay, I need to build a settlement on the shipport, but I don't have wood. The inventor right there actually gave me a pretty good 9 wood production. Still, I don't have a wood, so on my turn, I will try to trade with the other 2 players, and they both have wood, as you can see. And I think green will take my deal because green is missing a lot of resources. So there I build my settlement, and then my next short goal would be build a city on the 4-6-9. And that's actually not very hard. I have 6 ore, and I have a lot of wheat. So we are actually both in a pretty good position. I'm talking about actually all 3 players. It's just a matter of who develops faster. And I still think that blue is so close to aqueduct, especially with that inventor. It's probably a couple of rows away from getting the aqueduct. So blue wants to build a port, which I think is totally fine with me. The port, I'm surprised that blue went for the wheat port. The wheat port, in my opinion, is the least useful port because you need a lot of wheat. So I'm actually okay with that trade as long as he gave up some valuable resources. So I have 10 cards, which is over the limit. I don't know what to do now. I want to hoard my ore just to build a city. I don't want to build another knight. So I decided to just end the turn, which I think is a mistake. Could I have traded with blue or green for a wood and build a road or something? Anyway, the game happens. The game is very fast. There's only 30 seconds to think. So by the time I come up with the plan, it's too late. There's no time for trading. So blue just did a kind of robber hopping. He moved to one of his active knights, and he's clearly considering green as his biggest rival or threat at this point. Drew 2 cards from green. So blue is really trying to get that brick. I can't give blue the brick, but I wanted an ore so I can build a city, and blue cannot build a city. I think this is actually a very good trade for me. I'm like I said, I'm totally okay with blue getting that wheat port. I actually think blue should go for the 3-1 port first. That gives him more wheat, and 3-1 is just more useful, especially he has a lot of wood. Alright. So I'm just waiting for a 6 to get my city up. Then I think I'm in a fine position. 9 is road. So blue is closer to, okay, another 9. He gets aqueduct, which is pretty early. Like I said, this is early in the game, put him on at a very strong position. I think blue will now 4. He's going to get a city pretty soon on the 4-8-11. I'm still struggling to get my city up. You see blue selected war, which means blue is going for the city. And I think he will get a city on this turn. He get another wheat. So he builds a city for sure. And he's so far ahead actually. I'm down by 3 points. I'm down by 1 city. Blue has level 3 improvement, which means blue will probably win the green metropolis. Feels like a game out of hand, honestly, for me. I'm actually even trading green over there. But I can build a city on my turn unless a 7 is rolled. Even if 7 is rolled, I can still build a city. I just need to discard a lot of cards. So let's see. Well, luckily 7 is not rolled. Actually, a 6 is rolled. Get to build my city. Let me see what blue is doing. Blue is selecting wood. So blue wants to build another port on the 3-1. Or maybe go for the 4 and 5. So clearly blue goes for the 4 and 5 settlement spot. That leads me to think that blue is going for the road. Because if you just look at the production, the road is greens. The longest road is greens. Greens has so much wood and brick. However, if blue build a settlement at the 4 and 5, green has to go all the way around it, and also blue can easily intercept green's longest road by building a knight in the middle. So I think I just did a robber hopping strategy. And blue wants to build another knight just to protect that 5 sheep. He wants to fight for the yellow metropolis. I think I'm in the strongest position to get the yellow metropolis. I already have level 2. And my next goal would be to build a city on the 5 and 10. That'll make me have the strongest production for the cloth. So I think it's probably gonna be futile for blue or green to go for the yellow metropolis. Green also going for the settlement spot. There's a 6 road. I actually have, do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough for the city on the shipport. I use a commercial harbor to get some commodity. And I'm gonna build a city on the shipport. So actually green and blue has very similar improvement and also goal. If blue is going for the road, green and blue will be fighting for a long time, which means they will be robbing each other instead of me. So I actually have 3 cities. I'm in an okay position. My next move would probably be the 8 and 10, but I need to build 2 roads. I don't have aqueduct, so I probably need to wait for a 3. I'm kind of stuck, honestly. Maybe I should use trade to get my break and get to the 8 and 10. Blue solo block me. So blue is actually worried about me. He's definitely going for that settlement. I don't know if he gets it because green also has aqueduct. And a 6 is a road. They are fighting for the road, they are fighting for the settlement, and they are fighting for the green metropolis. Let's see what, if I'm in green's position, I would just give up metropolis. Because blue has 9 and 8, and green only has a 6 for the paper production. Even if green gets the green metropolis, in the long run, I think blue will take it back. So green moved merchant and actually get the green metropolis. Which means green is not fighting for that settlement, and blue will probably get the settlement on the next turn. That gives blue 4 roads and a settlement. So blue gets to 8 points because he defended the barbarian. He's still considering green as the biggest threat because I only got 6 points. That's a bad resource monopoly. He didn't get any wheat. So he wasn't able to build on that turn. Green cannot build either, so blue will have the chance. Actually, I just got a road building, I noticed. Which means I'm lucky. The road building is exactly what I need at this point. So I can go for the 8 and 10 settlement spots. Blue gets up the settlement as expected. He's up to 9 points. He built a city, so he's got 10 points. If he built a road, he gets to 12 points. Oh, okay. He has a irrigation and he has 3 wheat tile. He has a wheat port, so he can finish. Especially if blue has a merchant, he will just finish the game very easily. I don't think he has a merchant, fortunately for us. If blue wants to finish the game, he can build a road to get the longest road and build a road to get one of the port. Instead, he builds 2 roads. I think he wants to go up to the 3 and 11 and connect. But the problem is green can intercept blue's road because blue doesn't have a knight over there. But it wouldn't happen very soon because green's knight is not activated. So green needs to activate on this turn and then intercept on the next turn. So blue didn't finish the game. I'm down by 6 points. Green used diplomat to remove one of blue's road and get the cut off blue's road. So green gets up to 11 points and take the longest road. However, the problem here is on the next turn, blue's turn, he can move the activated knights and intercept green's road and get the longest road back. So blue will still have 12 points on his turn. And he only needs to get a city. So I got a merchant, which is a card I like very much, especially in late game. It gave you. I'm actually not worried about green. Green doesn't have a lot of production, so although green has 11 points, I can use the merchant, get to 6-7 points, and green will be down to 10 points. I just don't see how green can win in one turn or quickly. So now all eyes on blue. Blue has 3 3 progressive cards. If one of the progressive cards is really useful, for example, a irrigation or a medicine or a mining, he could just win on this turn. A master merchant, so getting 2 cards from green. I don't know whether that's helpful because green doesn't have a lot of, well, was there 6? So blue could win, but he only has 5 cards and a spy. Well, we should feel lucky that blue spied green because I have a merchant. If he spies me, he just wins right there. But because I only have 6 points, it makes sense that blue spies green. And also, this is a kind of small trick or small tip. You want to spy the person that has the highest point and also have a merchant, already have the merchant used on the board, because that's the person that's most likely having a second merchant. I think fortunately green doesn't have a second merchant, so blue still couldn't win the game, and now which gave us a chance to get the longest road back. I actually can get the longest road if I want to. I have 4 roads, I only need to build 2. But green is just in a stronger position to take the longest road. I think here green needs the wood. He doesn't have a wood. I was just thinking whether I should get the longest road or should just let green do it. My second thought would be I should just let green because first of all, the trade was just too good. And secondly, I probably will still lose the longest road to green in the long run. So I'm actually temporarily safe now. There's not a clear path for blue to win. There's not a clear path for green to win. I get up to 8 points, and I get up to 9 points with that settlement. How do I finish the game? I'm actually pretty close. I need to, by the way, I use a deserter on blue, just trying to see which knight blue will remove. So blue removed the activated knights, the level 2 activated knights. It doesn't remove the level 1 activated knights because he wants to move the robber on the next turn. But also he doesn't want to give up on the road fight. So removing the level 2 knights on green's road. So which is a good news for me. I think the blue at this point should just give up on the road. He already spent too much resources and now he doesn't have a clear path to win. I get a alchemist, which is a great card when you are trying to finish the game. Because one thing I like to do when I'm about to finish the game is to hoard resources and cards. Progressive cards. Because I like to play from behind. In Cities at Night, you can use as many progress cards in one turn as you want. So it's not uncommon to get 4 points, 5 points, or even 6 points just in one turn. So with that alchemist, I'm able to hoard more resources because I can make sure on my turn 7 is not rolled. And I can get something, get a number, really good number roll for myself. For example, the 10, which gives me a lot of sheep and 2 cloths, which I could use to trade for a coin. So besides the blue metropolis, I also need a city. Because I have a merchant, so that's 2 points plus 1 point. I also need a city. City wouldn't be that hard. As you can see on this turn, I didn't use my alchemist. because I don't think I could win even with a 10. I don't have any coin at this point. So instead I'll just maybe wait for the next turn, because I know I didn't even use merchant because I don't think green can win. So I'll just hoard my cards a little bit longer. Actually, I get when did I get that Master Merchant? That's another great card when I'm just trying to sneak a win and finish the game. A lot of time, if you don't do it this way, you get up to, say, for example, 10 points or 11 points. Those players that were leading, they actually have a lot of cards they could use now. For example, Master Merchant they can use on you, or Sabotage, or Wedding. So if you don't finish the game in one turn, you may never finish the game. I put it on the 5. Although there's an active knights, I just don't think blue will rob me, because green is, they're fighting for the road still, and they are probably also fighting for the green metropolis. Which, again, because I'm playing from behind, which you can see from the chat that green is not happy with that decision. Green thinks blue should rob me. Can I win on the next turn? I actually can if I roll a 10. Especially I have a Master Merchant. I just need to get let's see what the next roll is. But I'm super close. I'm actually in a better position than both green and blue. They just don't know yet. What's that? That's an 8. 8 is, okay, I get a wheat. So that's helpful to build a city. As you can see, green already tapped GG. I actually wasn't sure when I was playing whether I could finish the game, so I decided just to use that Alchemist. And also depends on what cards I get from blue with that Master Merchant. So remember, I need to get a city, I need to get 4 coins. So I need to trade very heavily for that coin. Blue is selecting a card. So blue has a coin, I will take. Has an ore or wheat, I will take. Do I have enough? So I can, yeah, I definitely can trade, can get 3 coin and then get a ore. Yes, I do have enough. So there you have it. I somehow come back from down by 6 points and win the game. So to sum up, I don't think I made a big mistake early game. It's just blue's position was too strong, as I mentioned in my 4 golden rules. Aqueduct is just too strong, especially when you get it early. The big mistake I think blue made was fighting for the road too much. If he just go for a settlement and city, or even more knights, or the green metropolis, I think he could still win. There's a little bit of luck. He didn't get any merchant, he didn't steal any merchant, otherwise the good game would have been over. Gave green a lot of credit for getting the longest road and the green metropolis, otherwise the game would be over too. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I hope to see you in my next video.